Hi guys, welcome back to Cardz TV. I don't know about where you live, but here it's been rainy and cool, and it's making me think of my favorite time of year, and that's the fall. And I'm ready to start doing a little fall decorating in my house. And one of the rooms that I like to do just a little decorating in is my guest bathroom. So today we're going to make a tissue box or a tissue holder. And here's my little prototype that I came up with today. And I made this several different ways so that I would be able to tell you how to do it if you have a Cricut, if you have a silhouette, if you have a Big Shot, or if you don't have any kind of cutter. You can make this little tissue box. It's super easy. The top comes off just like that, and I've got an empty tissue box over here, and this just slides over your box of tissue, and then the little top goes right on. It was super easy to do, and I think this is going to be really fun. There you have it, and you just pull your tissue out through the top. Now I'm going to be using the George and Basic Shapes cartridge and the Paper Doll Dress Up cartridge, because one way to do it is to use either your Cricut Explorer or your Cricut Expression. If you use the Expression, you're just going to cut a square with the George and Basic Shapes, and then you're going to cut an oval out, and you can use your Gypsy to do that, or you can use the center point feature on your Cricut Express. If you have a Cricut Explorer, just make a square in the appropriate size on your virtual mat, and then find an oval and put that in the center, the size that you need, attach it, and then weld it, and then that will cut that out. You can cut the square the size you need and use an oval from a Spellbinders or Sizzix die. Use a Big Shot. If you don't have any of those, just cut your square out, use your trimmer and a ruler to measure, and find something like maybe that empty tissue box. Just cut that top off and use the shape of that tissue box and draw your oval and cut it out with a pair of scissors or a craft knife. So anybody can make this, guys, but it's going to be lots of fun decorating it with the Paper Doll Dress Up. And we're also going to use the Cardz TV Fall Fun stamp set, because we're going to stamp lots of these little pumpkins out, and we're going to color them with some plain old Bic markers. And here's one I've done. I colored him, and I gave him some Google eyes and a little smile. I think he's so cute. I love him. And he's on some foam tape, so we're going to decorate with him. Now we'll need some score tape, and we're going to use some papers from this Die Cuts with a View Fall and Halloween stack. Oh, and you'll need a pair of scissors and also your ATG gun and something to score with. So let me get everything ready, and we'll get started on this fun home decor project. The first thing we're going to do is take this box top. Now I used the Cricut Explorer for this. My square was cut at 6.5 by 6.5, and my oval was 3 1/4 inches long by 1 3/4 inches wide. And that was with the Cricut Explorer. Here's one that I did with the Cricut Expression, and I used the center point feature for that. And it's the same size square. My oval is a little bit different. You can see it's got a little bit different shape to it, but it's basically the same size. But this oval came from George, and I cut it at 1 3/4 inches wide by 3 1/4 long. But it's just a little bit different shape. Now, the way that I did this with the center point feature, just turn that feature on your Cricut Expression. Go ahead and cut out your square, leave it on the mat, and then take a ruler and find the center point of your square, which is real easy to do. Just Measure across and get the center in both directions. Then you're going to take your blade and put it right on that center point. Then you choose your oval and you set it for 3 1/4 inches, and it will just cut that out for you. Easy peasy. I love the center point feature on the expression. But what we're going to do with this is we're going to score it 1 inch on all sides. Now we're going to take our scissors, and right here where the score lines meet, we're just going to cut up to that 1 inch score line. We're going to go down here and do this one. It's even hard for me to see them. And then we're going to flip it to this side and do the same thing. Now these little tabs that we've cut will be how we put our box top together. So I'm going to go ahead and fold all the score lines and give them a good crease. Those little tabs as well. Now I flipped it over, and I'm going to put some score tape on each one of these tabs. And you could use your ATG gun or something else, but you know when you use score tape, it's not going to come apart. So I would suggest using that. And I like it too because you can tear it with your fingers. Now I'm just going to take this and match up the corners and the sides. And this is going to make my box lid. And if they don't come out quite right, and so far mine are looking pretty good, you can just take your little scissors and trim the edges to even them up. But I think this one's going to be okay. Now here's the lid for my little tissue box. Now for the sides of my tissue box, I've cut 2 pieces of cardstock at 5 1/8 by 9 1/2. And I'm going to score these at 1/2 inch. And 5 inches. Now we're going to fold our score lines, but before we put these together, we're going to go ahead and put some little colorful cardstock panels on the side, because I think it'll be easier to do it now than after it's adhered together. Now I'm going to leave this little end folded in. This is the end where we'll put the score tape. But first we're going to flip them over, and you can see we've got 2 panels here and 2 here. And for that I've cut a chocolate brown mat, and this is 4 3/8 by 4 7/8, and I'm going to put one in each panel. And then to go on top of that, I've cut this striped at 4 1/4 by 4 3/4. And we'll go ahead and get all these attached, and I'll use my ATG gun for that. I've got all the mats adhered down, and I've gone ahead and put some score tape on the little tabs. And I'm going to pull the backing off and get this little box bottom put together. Sometimes this backing does not want to come off. There we go. And we'll just take this end, line it up, and get this one adhered. And then we're going to fold this in half, take this off, and get this adhered. Just go ahead and fold it down. Except don't let it stick till you're ready. Line up those edges and sides. And here's the bottom for our little tissue box. Very easy. put the top on. Let you see how that looks. I love the stripes and the polka dots together. See how cute that is? Now we're going to put some little pumpkins and things on here and make it really look like fall. Now before we start stamping and coloring our pumpkins, I wanted to go ahead and get this fence and grass on all four sides of my little tissue box. And you'll find the fence and the grass, and I cut this one right here. Here's the fence on page 78 in the Paper Doll Dress Up Handbook, and I cut 4 of these at 1.5 inches, and then I just trimmed them to fit because they were just a little bit too long. Same way with the grass. I cut this grass right here, but I cut the grass at 1 inch, and I just trimmed, or I will trim that off to fit. You see it's about 1/2 inch too long, but I like the width of it. So I cut 4 pieces of fence and 4 of the grass, and I'm putting these on with my 2-way glue pen. So I'll go ahead and keep putting these on the sides, and then we'll start working on our pumpkins. Now I've got all my grass and fence adhered. Didn't that turn out cute? And I left the tissue box inside to give me some support when I was adhering these on. Now we're going to go ahead and start stamping some pumpkins. And I'll use some Memento Tuxedo Black ink for that. And to color the orange part of the pumpkin, I've got, this is Bic Market Summer Melon for my light color, and Adobe Orange for the shading. And then for the top of the pumpkin, I'm using Honey Brown. So I'm going to go ahead and get these stamped and colored, and I'll use my little cutter bee scissors to get these cut out and start adhering them to the sides of my tissue box, and it will be done. And I think it's going to be so cute. So here I go stamping pumpkins. Here is my finished tissue box, guys. Can I just say I am in love with this little thing? I never thought it was going to turn out this cute. I love it. I've got 2 pumpkins on the back and each side, and then 3 in the front, and this one is popped up. I love this, and I think the darker orange of the pumpkins and the shading just make this. It's so cute. I just love how it turned out. Now, I decided to put Pick of the Patch on there, and for the brown oval and the white sentiment oval, I went to page 96 in the George Handbook, and you'd hit Shift, and then here's your oval right here. The white one is 2 3/4, and the brown is 3 inches, and this is also popped up. And I used the Cardz TV Fall Fun, and here's Pick of the Patch, and then there's that pumpkin. Love that pumpkin. So there we have it, guys. I want to make more of these. This was so much fun, and I love how it turned out. And I will be doing more home decor. Hope you'll stay tuned for that. And I will be doing one of these for Halloween and Christmas too. It was so easy and so much fun, and I love how it turned out. Thank you so much for coming by today, guys. I hope you had as much fun as I did. This was lots and lots of fun. And I'll see you again soon. Bye now. I forgot to tell you, I decided not to use my little googly-eyed friend on the tissue box, but I will be saving him for a card that'll be coming up soon.